Hello, everyone. I'm Tony Suzuki, and today I'll be discussing some of the key steps to building a partnership, which is one of the key processes in social mobilization. So first, let us discuss what is the importance of having partnerships. Development initiatives increasingly rely on partnerships because many social issues such as health promotion, sanitation, environmental sustainability, and community development are complex and require the combined efforts of multiple stakeholders. So governments, NGOs, community groups, and private organizations often collaborate to pool resources, expertise, and influence. So in this report, I will discuss 5 important steps in sustaining and expanding partnerships. First, so number 6, implement agreed activities according to the plan. So after partners agree on a common plan, after they have a specific plan, of course, the next step is implementation. At this stage, partners carry out the activities that were previously discussed, such as communication campaigns, training programs, community outreach activities, and resource mobilization. De Jong in 2011 emphasizes that partners should follow the agreed plan while maintaining coordination and accountability. Additionally, partnerships should establish operational structures such as committees or working groups to oversee implementation. These structures help distribute tasks and ensure that responsibilities are shared across organizations, so according to Community Toolbox. So as an example, I'll be using this scene. So let's set the scene of a community waste management program. So imagine a partnership aimed at improving community waste management in a coastal town. So the local government agrees to provide waste collection infrastructure, and an environmental NGO conducts educational workshops on proper waste segregation, and local schools introduce environmental awareness programs for students. So each partner implements their assigned activities based on the agreed plan. If everyone fulfills their responsibilities, so the local government, the NGO, and then the schools together, so the community begins to see improvements in waste management practices because there's harmony in the project on what's happening around the town. Now let's move on to number 7. So sustain dialogue. A key element of long-term partnerships is continuous communication. Sustaining dialogue allows partners to share updates, discuss challenges, and coordinate their contributions effectively. So again, De Jong in 2011 highlights the importance of networking and information sharing among partners. Regular meetings, communication platforms, and progress reports help partners stay informed about the program's development. So similarly, Ling and Reader Wilstein in 1997 note that communication among partners maintains commitment and strengthens collaboration. Clear communication also helps prevent misunderstandings, of course, and allows partners to resolve issues quickly. So again, so let's go back to my examples of the scene. So continuing to the waste management example. So suppose the NGO notices that the residents are still mixing biodegradable and non-biodegradable waste. So they notice, oh, they're still not doing it. There's still something wrong. So during a regular partnership meeting, the NGO shares this observation with the local government and school representatives. So with that, they can come up with something different, something that they have to adjust, something they have to improve with the project. Okay, next, let's move on to number 8, evaluate progress. Evaluation is essential for determining whether partnership activities are achieving their intended goals. Regular assessments can help identify successes, challenges, and areas that require improvement. So according to De Jong in 2011, partners should periodically evaluate both program outcomes and the effectiveness of their collaboration. Evaluation may involve reviewing performance indicators, gathering feedback from community members, and assessing how resources are being used. And so this is still the point of the process. So the partnership, so where is it going? Is it working well? And we need to evaluate how each sector is helping the program. So evaluation promotes accountability among partners and supports evidence-based decision-making. So when evaluation findings are shared openly, partners can work together to strengthen strategies and improve outcomes. And now, so to continue with our example, so in the waste management project, the partnership team conducts a 6-month evaluation. So what has happened, what have they done? So they review the data on waste collection volumes and survey residents about their waste segregation habits. So the results show that recycling rates have increased, but participation in composting programs remain low. So based on this evaluation, the partners adjust their strategy by introducing composting workshops and providing compost bins to households. So it's not enough that they're participating in the project. They should be doing something on their own, especially at their own households. So again, so evaluation helps partnerships identify what is working well and what needs improvement. Now let's move on to step 9. So document lessons learned and experiences. So of course, after talking all about it, there should be a clear documentation. So it has to be on paper, it has to be on record. So it's another important step, and development programs often generate valuable insights that can improve future initiatives. So the job in 2011 recommends sharing lessons learned with all partners and recognizing both successes and failures. Appreciating achievements helps motivate partners, while acknowledging challenges encourages collective learning. So it's not just, so there are some organizations who are focused too much on the failures, like, ano ba i-improve natin? Ano ba kailangan natin gawin? Ano ba kulang? Ano ba dapat idagdag? They're too focused on the negative side. They're forgetting to acknowledge the successes or what went right. So it's always what went wrong. So you have to look at what went right. So you know what's working well, how, and it motivates you that, oh, this is working well. We're good partners, especially in this kind of project, for example, the waste management. So, oh, they're a good NGO. Oh, the school is very participative. The school is very proactive. So it's a way to motivate each other and encourage more partners to come in. Yeah, that's another step. But okay, so according to documentation can include reports, case studies, and best practice guidelines. So these records help preserve institutional knowledge and support the replication of successful strategies. So again, so continuing with our example, so after 1 year, the Waste Management Partnership compiles a report summarizing their experiences. So there's the record, so there's the paper. The report highlights successful strategies such as community workshops and school programs. It also notes challenges such as initial resistance from residents. So may mga matitagas ulo na, hindi naman yan kailangan, parang matatapon din naman yan, okay lang yan. And limited composting participation. So they still, it's not that they don't want to do it. Sometimes they really don't get it, or they don't know for what is it. So it's too hassle to do this, too hassle to segregate. So they just won't do it. It's not just they don't want, sometimes they don't understand. Now to the number 10, to the last one. So number 10, broaden the partnership and scope of work. So as I've mentioned earlier, so as a partnership grows and demonstrates positive outcomes, it may expand to include new stakeholders. So broadening the partnership allows programs to scale their impact and address more complex challenges. So the JOM in 2011 notes that expanding partnerships may involve inviting new organizations that bring additional expertise, funding, or networks. So very important aspects of having a successful program. So of course, funding, number one, funding, especially in the Philippines. So we always need the budget in doing all this development work. So in the community toolbox suggests that partnerships should continually reassess membership and identify additional individuals or groups who can contribute to achieving the coalition's goals. So these partners may include the community leaders, government agencies, businesses, or civil society organizations. Expanding partnerships can also increase sustainability. When more organizations participate, responsibilities and resources are shared more broadly, allowing programs to operate on a larger scale. So yeah, if there are more partners, there are more people involved, more stakeholders, there are more resources. And sometimes not two resources are the same. So that helps you have this vast options of resources that you might need to help the program succeed. So however, expansion should remain aligned with the partnership's vision and mission to ensure that new partners contribute meaningfully to the initiative. So it's not just about getting who has most money, who has this budget, or not getting, oh, he's such an influential politician, an influential celebrity. So it's not about that. So what can they give you? What can they actually bring into the project that's relevant and meaningful? So returning to the waste management project, so the partnership decides to expand its efforts after seeing positive results. They invite a recycling company to help process recyclable materials and collaborate with local businesses to reduce plastic packaging. So they also partner with nearby towns interested in implementing similar waste management systems. So this is quite a simple example, but you see the point that, oh, now that we can expand, we can reach more people. How about get this recycling company? So now the recyclable materials gathered have somewhere to go to, and it can be transformed into something else or whatever the recycling company does to the materials. Maybe they have different sustainable systems that they can share with the town and partnering with the nearby towns. Now it's like well, it's like paying it forward at this point, like sharing the idea to another town, and then they'll share it to another town, and then soon enough, hopefully, many towns will be doing this kind of program. But I do hope there are existing programs like this in the Philippines right now, or in local towns, especially small towns in inaccessible areas. Conclusion, so building strong partnerships is an ongoing process that extends beyond initial agreements. So, of course, the key steps include, again, implementing planned activities, sustaining dialogue among partners, evaluating progress, documenting lessons learned, and expanding the partnership as programs grow. So, successful partnerships rely on trust, communication, accountability, and shared learning. When organizations collaborate effectively, they can achieve greater impact and create sustainable development outcomes for communities. So, as for my examples on the situation. Now, for my discussion points, so I have just two. So first, why do you think is continuous communication important and sustaining partnerships? So in all the key steps, so I think it's very important that we discuss continuous communication as development communicators. And next, so try to recall a situation when you had to keep or sustain a partnership. So may it be in a formal setting or not. So even just like a random small way that you had to keep a certain partnership. So just whatever you're comfortable to share, and share the challenges you encountered and what solutions were done or should have been done to overcome those challenges. So those are my discussion points. Thank you very much for listening to my report and or watching. So see you guys in the discussion forums. Thank you very much.